So, you want to launch your healthcare business this year, but you don't know how to go about it. Well, in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the stages that you can start your healthcare business and get it up and running in as little as 90 days. Now, the first thing with what we have to offer is we've got our bootcamp, but first of all, I'll talk to you about the steps that we do in our bootcamp. First of all, we give you the legacy, which is whereby you are looking at some videos and learning about how to set up your healthcare business. So the first one we always recommend is that you know what the name of the business is going to be, that you're naming the business so it resonates with you, but also it's searchable in the SEO, for example, Google. Then the second thing is you need to think about is, what is the name going to be? What does it represent? What does it mean to you? What is your mission and vision statement? What color branding are you going to use in your healthcare business that resonates with you? What is it going to be for your logo? What will you think about what your logo is going to be? Is it going to be a heart-shaped logo with the name of your business, or is it going to be a vital sign with the name of your business, for example? Then the colors, what colors does that mean to you? What does it represent to you? So you could think, okay, I'll do blue with white, for example, or maybe you want to do aqua with white as your branding colors. Then you have to think about, what is your domain name going to be? Is it going to be www. Then the area where you operate, or are you going to be national, or are you going to be international? So then that domain name will reflect the name of your business. It doesn't necessarily have to be the legal name of your business. Maybe it's something that says what it is that you do, so it's more searchable in the search engines, for example, which gets you up and running a lot quicker, for example. Then what you need to think about is, okay, I've got this action plan. Now you can do it in 90 days, 3 months. That usually is the average. Sometimes we've had it where people have done it in 1 month, in 30 days, because they've put the action plan together that we've given them, and they've done it over 30 days, because we create a list of all the items that you need to do to get your business up in 30 days, set up in 30 days, for example. Then you've got to think about, we've got the bootcamp, which goes into the 12-month plan, all the things that you need to think about in your business. Now, is it something that is going to take you 12 months? That's entirely up to you. But I always say to give yourself time to, especially if you're working as well, you've got to think about, this is going to be a side hustle until you are confident enough to give up your job and that money is coming in and you feel confident that things are going well for you. Okay, so we created a 12-month action plan for you. All the things that you need to think about, i.e. software, who is it that you need to speak with, your bank manager, for example, or set up an online bank account, accountant. All these things you need to think about when you're setting up a business. Now, what type of healthcare business are you going to be? Are you going to provide permanent? Are you going to provide temporary staff members, for example? Okay, so the temporary staff members is where you're sending them for shifts for, say, up to 12 hours. Whereas when it's a permanent placement, you're sending them to an employer where they will stay with them, for example, and then you then charge, say, 10 to 20% commission, for example, of that yearly salary as a one-off payment. So what type of agency are you going to be, for example? Or are you going to be a care home? You could be a care home, for example. So then you've got to think about the property, making sure it meets the guidelines and the room sizes are of the correct size. What location is there? What is the need? So we go through this in the bootcamp. We go through finding out what the needs are. How do you approach organizations? Sending emails. We give you the templates that you need in order for you to email care homes, for example, or NHS hospitals, for example, or any other healthcare organization, to let them know that you're setting up or you're thinking of setting up, so that you know that the need is in the locality of where you want to operate. But also, what's more important is, what is the need? Okay, it's okay for you to say, I want to do this, but does that need actually exist in your locality? So you may need to go further afield to deliver the service, for example. Okay, then in the bootcamp we also cover, how you're going to pay your staff members. You need to pay them weekly, for example. Well, how do you go about that? One way is we talk to you about getting invoice finance, factoring, whereby the banks will lend you a percentage of the invoices that you raise. So some banks, and I'm going to do some videos on this anyway, some banks do say 85%, 90% of the invoice that you raised in that week, and then you're able to draw down 90%. Then you can pay your staff members weekly, for example, and pay the bills and keep the cash flow of the money if you're doing business to business, for example. Now, another thing that we talk about is your accountant. Another thing we talk about is that you will need a DUNS number in order to apply for contracts, for example, and it depends what type of contracts that you're looking to apply for. So we have our contracts bootcamp, which is for 3 days solid, for example 9 to 5 p.m, where we talk you through how to express an interest, where to find contracts, what content you need to provide in order to answer the tender questions, what compliance do you need to have in order to meet the criteria to pass the submission, for example. So, for example, a buyer could be a council, for example, or NHS. You're the supplier, you're supplying the services. They will tell you what it is that they need from you and what they're looking for, what the need is in that locality, and then you will then perhaps give them a price of what you will charge for your services. Sometimes they already tell you what the charge rate will be, what they will pay you, for example. So it all depends who it is that you're going to be working with. Now, another thing that you need to also think about is, once you've applied for that contract, then you've got to think about, okay, sometimes we as directors, because it's brand new to us, we may have not been used to, computers or, Excel sheets, software, recruitment software, which we go through in our trainings, for example. So why not get a virtual assistant to help you for, say, 10 hours a week? We've just created now the Alpha Virtual Assistant Agency, where we provide you with qualified, certified staff members who are virtual assistants to work for your organization. You can have them for 1 month at a time, you can have them for 2 months at a time, 6 months, for a year, for years to come, for example. But we've also got different level virtual assistants. So sometimes it can be a level 1 that you need, something basic that's going to help you send out emails, communication. You may need someone to pick the phone up, make some calls to care homes for you. Whilst you're working, you imagine you go out to work and you're earning, say your hourly rate is, say, £30 an hour. You're paying a VA, say, £10 an hour, for example. Okay, so we offer the virtual assistant services agency. It's called Alpha Virtual Assistant Agency. I'd love for you to be able to inquire about that, because the link will be here in this video description for you to book an appointment, and we will go into this further. But I'd love for you to join our bootcamp. We've got a special on at the moment whereby it's a bundle. You get the University of Care Providers Bootcamp, which is for beginners, but you also get the Contracts Bootcamp, which is for seasoned, established business owners that want to learn about getting contracts. For example, you can have a member of your team members join us to do this. So we're offering the 2 bundles for the price of $497. But it doesn't just stop there. You get 3 months membership of our Vault, our Millionaires Vault membership, which is usually a 12-month membership. We get to experience this in 3 months and use the information in there, the videos, the templates, etc. Then on top of that, we are also giving away, as for 1 week only, a VA for 10 hours in that week, all for the price of $497. Now, to me, it's a no-brainer, and I'm just talking to you straight from the heart here. I'm just speaking, there's no script. I'm here to tell you this is an amazing deal. This deal is not going to last forever. So whilst this link is here, take advantage of that offer. We do hold our boot camps every month, for example. So we've got one in May. We've also got one in June, July, August, etc. So we hold them every month. But this offer is for 1 month only. I want you to be able to take advantage of this. Why not let a VA help you? Because once you've done the boot camp, and they can help you with sorting out your work, whatever it needs to be done, whilst you're still going out to your work until you feel confident enough to be able to quit your job, that you've got income coming in, for example, and then you can take on more team members. So I hope that was helpful for you. Do like and subscribe. Click the subscription button as well, and book a free 15-minute appointment with us so that we can discuss further about our special bundle. It is the University of Care Providers Bootcamp, which is for 3 days, which is 7 till 5, and we've also got the Contracts Bootcamp, which is 9 to 5. That's for a further 3 days, so you're getting 6 days for $497, plus you're getting 3 months membership, plus you're getting a 10-hour, just for 1 week, 10-hour virtual assistant, so you can try before you purchase. So I hope you can join us. I'd love to see you in our boot camp. We've done over 100 boot camps, so I hope that you'll be able to join us in this one, because this one is extra special. I call it the sabbatical offer, the bundle package that we've got. I look forward to speaking with you all soon. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.